We encourage everyone who is new to the channel to sign up for the group. Big bank support of cryptocurrency will be covered by the end. An outstanding piece on X detailing the FDIC's authorization of more than 5,000 institutions to banks have been exceedingly cautious about investing in digital assets over the last 3 years, but they may suddenly start doing so if they invested in cryptocurrency. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation and the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency have changed their minds on the importance of Bitcoin in the U.S. financial system, marking a major policy shift. For all their cryptocurrency needs, including security, stable coinage, and blockchain operations, the FDIC and the OCC are crafting a whole new approach. Will we be at the forefront of the next cryptocurrency revolution? In the realm of finance, as you are all aware, I have been quite outspoken regarding the banks getting the green light to provide their customers services founded on cryptocurrencies soon. We are announcing the high demand for broad implementation as a result of official. Larger institutions are starting to offer their services to clients as soon as they get on the chain and into the space, and this is happening all across the world as broad acceptance increases. On the other hand, rules remains a major concern. There is still a big problem with the rules, even though, all the concerns have been fixed after writing this post. We owe a debt of gratitude to Smoke Dog, who announced the gradual elimination of regulations that had been limiting the cryptocurrency industry's growth. We have all the key regulations here, and this is how they are made apparent. For example, this is a thorough, given the approach that was keeping banks out of Bitcoin. These standards ought to be scrapped or drastically changed. The FDIC, the OC, and the FB all released these, therefore, yes, they are official. We faced challenges when the FDIC, the OCC, and the FB worked together to make crypto difficult for large banks. Even though they are all big milestones in the right direction, when we add them up, we're getting closer to having clear policies that will encourage growth in the business. In order to establish the United States as a frontrunner in the ecosystem of financial technology and digital assets, it is necessary to eliminate or drastically change this recommendation. What I mean is that this technology will be used by many, but not the average person. Rules are the first link in a chain that will enable a deluge of individuals to purchase, sell, trade, and lock up assets, trillions upon trillions of them, all day, every day. I've always said that regulations are really important in all the things we've been talking about, the possible scope of these projects, and any changes to the costs. Regulating one's behavior is the initial stage. Another great piece from the Digital Asset Summit 2025 talks about how the biggest problem with cryptocurrency has always been the law. Even though these problems haven't been fixed just yet, there is yet a way forward. When I have to speak in front of a group, I must admit that I feel a bit less assured. Even if I feel more pressure to gamble in some places, I have seen this happen in public in the Middle East, some regions of Asia. The current cell has an unending view and a nearly infinite ceiling called a Cavu ceiling in the Navy. So it's much easier to get someone into, and you can transfer them off of zero. I say things like, hey, listen, the legal side of things has always been a big problem, and we can already see this change coming even more. When I compare Chisay methods now to 3 or 4 years ago, it has been an extraordinary 3 months in terms of rules and regulations, meetings, discussions, and the future of the SEC Crypto Task Force. We are still looking into one thing, sales to institutions, despite the fact that many people think the Ripple and SEC dispute is over. Additionally, we examined Ripple and the SEC case involving Ripple, for which I am incredibly appreciative to Anderson. I can't wait for the Ripple v. SEC case to be over so that now that we know about the lengthy history of cooperation between Ripple and Bank of America, it seems clear that Ripple has been cultivating connections with numerous major banks across the globe. although they do disclose all of them. In April 2020, a collaboration with Bank of America was involved. Jolie Harris, the person responsible for this, was revealed by Bank of America's head of global banking in an episode of their Tax Insights podcast. She went on to say that the bank is looking to provide its customers more freedom by introducing new tools beyond SWIFT so that they can do business whenever and wherever they like. Rumors have circulated of a tight relationship between Ripple and the bank, and she also listed them as one of the bank's most important partners. For instance, it has been said that at the Ripple Summit 2022 conference, CEO Brad Garlinghouse mentioned that in light of the lawsuits with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commissioner, Bank of America would have a competitive edge if it utilized Ripple's on-demand liquidity product. Bank of America has been mentioned before. The United States is ready for new regulations, but the most important thing is that the SEC removes the prohibition so that Ripple can sell to institutional investors again. There has been no update or set date for this, but we are fully committed to seeing it through to completion since it constitutes the final critical phase of this case. This is not the first time that Bank of America has hinted at providing Bitcoin services or exploring the market extensively. In fact, it is not even close. This comment was made by the CEO of Bank of America in January in an article called Big Shot to Riz XRP. Based on what I've read, I believe the financial sector will participate if it gets the green light from the government, which it did not. This was a problem in the past. We are aware of the market entry process, and there are already several blockchain patents. These major financial institutions have been getting ready for this for some time, and now that we have addressed some of the difficulties, we are looking to the future. As an example, the USDPEC crypto stablecoin is set to be launched by Bank of America in the U.S. if the once legislation is passed by the government. A stablecoin fully backed by the dollar will certainly emerge. It is almost certain that there will be a stable currency backed entirely by U.S. dollars, much like having a bank account. We will launch that venture once it is officially sanctioned, as it functions similarly to a money market fund and grants the ability to write checks, similar to a bank account. We will finally be allowed to transact in U.S. dollars and Bass Bank of America coin, something that has been previously impossible due to regulatory constraints. It will be fascinating to observe its potential applications after it is processed similarly to other foreign currencies. Additionally, we are aware that stablecoins could be utilized by Bank of America. The upcoming sensation, what gives me the right to claim it, even in the context of